Welcome back to Hare Krishna, Sivanandalahari, slogam number 10. Naratvam devatvam nagavana mrigatvam mashakata pashutvam kitatvam bhavadu vihagatwadi jananam sada त्वत्पादाब्ज स्मरण परमानन्दलहरी विहारासक्तं चेत् हृदयमिह किं तेन वपुषा. Meaning, let me, if need be born as man or celestial, as wild beast or mosquito, as animal or worm, as bird or any other creatures. What harm can accrue from these embodiments if in every such birth my heart always feels inclined to disport in the waves of supreme bliss, consisting in the constant remembrance of thy lotus feet. Continuation, elaborate meaning, the cycle of births and deaths, bracket, samsara, is due to man's egocentric activities in this world. All his actions produce new desires in him called vasanas, and to fulfill these desires he takes birth again and again. When his actions are motivated by good desires, he may be blessed with a better equipment in the next birth, and if they are motivated by bad desires, the equipment happens to be of a lower order. To escape from this cycle, one has to constantly keep one's thought at the lotus feet of the Lord. It is the mind that makes or mars a being and not the actions. The sadhaka should plead with Lord Sarveshwara that whatever form he may take in his following births, it does not matter. Let the Lord bless him to keep his mind in the Lord's feet and not anywhere else. Let it be that of a human being or a celestial one or that of an animal roaming about in the hills or in the forest, and let it be that of a mosquito or even a small worm, or let it be that of cattle useful to man or bird flying high on the skies. The equipment that is taken does not matter as long as the mind is in the lotus feet. It is known that karmana badhyade jantuhu. All beings take birth according to their own prarabdha, which cannot be changed, even by Brahmaji, the creator. But the seeker should request the Lord to show him mercy and give energy, strength, and willingness to his mind continuously to enjoy and revel in the flood of Ananda that constantly flows from the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord should condescend to let his mind dwell permanently at his feet, whatever form he may take. Actually, a real Bhakta wants only this. He does not desire even permanent liberation from his cycle of births and deaths. He is happy as long as his mind dances to the tune of the Lord's song. Next number, Sloka 11. Vaturva gehi va yetirabi jati va taditaro naro va yaha kashit bhavadu bhava kim tena bhavati yadiyam hritpadmam yadi bhavadadinam pashupate tadiyastvam shambho bhavasi bhavabaram cha vahasi. Meaning, O Lord, what does it avail a man to be a student, householder, an anchorite, a mendicant, or one outside these four orders? O Master of all beings, bestower of all good, he whose heart lotus he whose heart lotus comes in thy possession, to him do become his own, and thyself bearest his worldly burdens. Again, continuation. Shankara insists in this stanza that it is the mental attitude which should be surrendered to the Lord in whatever stage or state of life one may be. Bhagavan himself says in Gita, Manmana Bhava Madbhaktaha Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Mame Vaishyasi Yuktavaiva Matmanam Matparayanaha. Meaning, all great masters ask men to surrender this mind which is like the lotus, having infinite petals of ideas. One should surrender all his ideas and ideals to God. Continuation. Something that being brahmachari and following the traditions and discipline strictly is enough. Others think that being a householder, one can get a lot of punya by performing rituals. Others think by sporting long dresses and beard and going about without having any real responsibility in the world will be enough. Still, others think that just by renouncing certain things in the world, one can realize the infinite self. But Shankara says whether one is in any one of the above stages or do not belong to any of those stages or even to any religion, it does not matter. Man is only endowed with a mind and intelligence. So, if one completely surrenders his mind to Lord Parameshwara and becomes his slave, then the Lord also gets bound to the love of his slave, who has sacrificed even his individuality. The Lord in return becomes a slave of the Bhakta and carries the heavy load of his samsara on his shoulders. He does every work for the Bhakta, or the Bhaktas has to do it continuously. All the Bhakta has to do is continuously meditate on the Lord and sit back and enjoy the bliss derived from it. Bhagavan Ramakrishna says, when the sails of the boat are fully spread, the breeze takes the boat gently and safely to its destination. In the same way, the boat of the Bhakta's life will be taken safely to the shore of Mukti by the breeze of God's grace. Next one, number 12. Guhayam gehe va bahirapi vane वादृशिखरे जले वा वह्नौ वा वसतु वसतेः किं वद फलम् सदा यस्यैवान्धःकरणमपि शम्भो तव पदे स्थितं चेद्योगो असौ स च परमयोगी स च सुखी. What does it matter when a man lives, be it in a cave or a house, in the open or in the forest, on a mountain top or in water, or in the midst of fires, O Lord? If a person's mind resides always at thy feet, his is the yogic state and he is the supreme yogi and the happy man. Continuation. In the world, people who wish to attain realization and oneness with the Lord follow many paths. Some stay in dark caves and meditate. Some stay inside the house and follow rituals. Some go about in the outside world. Others stay in forests or on top of mountains and contemplate. Some restrain their senses and do tapas in cold water or in the middle of fire. They do these things thinking that staying in these places and other holy places of pilgrimage is itself enough to attain liberation. But however much they do these exercises, if the lotuses of their hearts are not kept in the feet of Lord Parameshwara, none of these places are going to help them in any way. It is like a lady decked beautifully with rich ornaments, flowers, etc., but does not have the one important ornament called a pleasant smile. Her pleasant smile will veil all her bright shining ornaments. Similarly, just keeping one's antakarana at the feet of Shambhu is enough. The places from which one does not from dust this gain importance and holiness due to this. Next continuation. तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि सुकर्मी कुर्वन्ति कर्माणि सच्चास्त्री कुर्वन्ति शास्त्राणि. They impart sanctity to places of pilgrimage, render actions righteous and good, and give spiritual authority to scriptures. Thus says Narada Bhakti Sutra within bracket ST, maybe statement 69 about real bhaktas. So, constantly doing puja to the feet of the Lord with the thought lotuses is the best yoga. Such a man is the greatest yogi, only he attains permanent happiness. Next one, number 13. Asare samsare nija bhajana dure jadadiya brahmantam amandam parama kripaya padu muchitam. Madanyah ko deenastava kripana rakshati nipuna swadanyah ko va me trijagadi sharanyah pashupate. Meaning, O thou highest of beings, it befits thee to save me, who stupefied by ignorance is wallowing in hollow worldliness far removed from thy worship. Lord of creatures, where is the person more miserable than I? Where is one more skilled than thee in saving the wretched? And where in all the three worlds is another than thee who is fit for one to take refuge in? Small sloka. Shiva prasadena vina na buddhihi. Shiva prasadena vina na yuktihi. Shiva prasadena vina na siddhihi. Shiva prasadena vina na muktihi. Meaning, there is no intellect other than the grace given by the Lord. There is no trick other than the grace given by Shiva. There is no accomplishment other than Shiva Prasada. And there is no liberation other than the grace of Shiva. By this sloka we know that only Lord Parameshwara can give all the Purusharthas to the living beings. He is the Pashupati, the rest are Pashuhu. Pashyantidi Pashavaha, meaning one who depends on only perceptible things as truth. He depends only upon only his indriyas and gets completely immersed in the ocean of samsara as a pashuhu. All Jivatman are bound to this world by the three thick ropes because of which avidya they take this world of objects to be the truth and get firmly attached to wealth, women, etc. Thus they are born again and again due to their past karmas. This type of life thickens their ego and vasanas more and more, and they go very far from thinking of the feet of the Lord. Let us continue. Hare Krishna.